In this video we will demonstrate how to take amazing photos and videos of hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are wonderful to photograph or record for many reasons. They are inherently beautiful subjects that are widespread across the Americas and will test the reflexes and reaction time of any photographer or videographer. They lend themselves to many different photographic techniques: close-up, telephoto, high-speed, video, remote-controlled, and even interval shooting. To attract hummingbirds, install a couple of feeders near or within a flowering bush or a tree to lure them. The branches of the bush or tree will serve as perches for these birds. A flowering bush or a tree with foliage provides a nice background for your composition. They are extremely territorial and will guard flowering bushes or a feeder while perched on a branch. Before you set about trying to capture images of hummingbirds, spend some time simply observing them. As you watch them, note their patterns of behavior so you can predict what they might do when you start to photograph them. Hummingbirds tend to be quite routine in their habits, especially where they perch. Notice where these hummingbirds consistently land. If you don't disturb their routine, you can use it to your advantage to frame your shot from different angles. Hummingbirds are generally fast and fearless and quickly become accustomed to the presence of gear like a tripod and camera and ignore it. It's very easy to photograph hummingbirds while they are at a feeder, but photographing perched birds in trees and bushes provides a more natural setting. You can practice on hummingbirds landing on a feeder, experimenting with the camera to subject distance, framing, exposure, and even behavior. Take that experience and follow them to where they perch near the feeder. These images can be much more visually interesting. For equipment, you will need a camera and tripod. The choice of a camera is up to you. Whether you shoot photos or videos, it is recommended that you use a tripod with a fluid pan tilt head for best results. The photos and videos were recorded using an Olympus EM1 Mark II. The Leica 100 to 400 mm lens provides a full-frame equivalent of 200 to 800 mm in a more compact form factor. A variable neutral density filter is used for video shooting. Long focal length lenses always helps, but aim to get what you can afford. An inexpensive wireless remote, compatible with your camera, is also very useful and highly recommended. You can set your gear up near a favorite perching location and use the remote to fire the camera from some distance while having a drink. In this example, even a 12 to 60 mm Olympus lens was used to take close-up shots at a feeder using a wireless remote control. The focus and exposure were preset and the results are incredible. The video clips that were shown were recorded in Cinema 4K mode at 24 frames per second using manual exposure control. ISO was 200 to 400. Shutter speed was 48. The aperture was f5.6 to f6.3. Hummingbirds are too fast and erratic and unpredictable for tracking autofocus modes. Fast autofocus is not too important for perched birds, however it becomes so, as you migrate from perch to in-flight shots. The best approach to shooting hummingbirds in flight is to position the camera near a feeder and shoot photos or videos as the birds fly into the feeder. Use the camera's continuous shooting mode and continuous autofocus for photographing hummingbirds in flight. The photographs were shot in aperture priority mode at ISO 100-200. The photos can be cropped after to isolate the bird from the feeder. Soft light is essential to creating aesthetic images of hummingbirds. The best time to shoot is just up to 2 hours after sunrise or about an hour before sunset for optimum lighting. We hope this video was informative. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Until next time, goodbye.